the light had to adjust there. Yes, I have done some more sewing, and yes, it is more toddler sewing because it is so much easier and so much more successful than sewing for an adult. Hello, welcome back to the Bare Threads channel. This is another sewing video. I have made the Waves and Wild Driftwood Dolman sweater for kids. I don't know why I can never remember that name correctly. I always come up with something really weird. I have made my son this sweater about a million to billion times now, but I did finally decide to mix it up a bit because there are different options with the pattern. It is a sweater, as you can see, so it has a front bodice piece, back bodice piece, two arms, as usual. You've got the neckband, waist and cuffs, but you can have two different styles of sleeves. You can have sleeveless, and then you can have a regular sleeve, and you can have a bishop sleeve. There are also a couple of options for the hem, which I have not experimented with, so you can actually do a tie in the hem, which might be kind of fun, but I wasn't sure how that would work with thicker sweater material, so I've not tried that yet, but I thought I really had to try at least doing the bishop sleeve. So I did have to just print out the, well, I had to print out the pattern again anyway, because I've sized up for him now because some of the other ones were getting a bit snug. So I had already printed out the age 4 of the pattern when I made him a brown version, which I did a video about, and you may recognise the yellow yellow neckband and cuffs and waistband because I did the same thing on the brown one. And so when I did that, I did also print out the size 4 bishop sleeve piece as well. So the bishop sleeve piece is just like kind of a bigger version, almost rectangular but not quite, piece for the sleeve, and it's actually wider at the bottom than it is at the shoulder, and then you just gather that in. I would say it hasn't given the volume that I was perhaps expecting, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, and I quite like it. I do think it has like a bit of a different look. Whether he'll even notice, given that he's 3.5, I don't know, and it's not super voluminous, but it's just a little bit different. Possibly the choice of fabric has an impact on how it then looks, and also how it looks on might be different as well. This fabric is some very cheap French terry that I bought for a like toile version of a dress for myself, and it was like £9 for 3 meters or something. That's very cheap, and so there's just like quite a bit left over. So he's probably going to get a pair of trousers out of this, an entire wardrobe out of this French terry. It's not the softest, but it is like fleece backed, so it's quite like soft and snuggly inside. It's just not as soft on the outside as some other ones that I've had. It's not got that much stretch at all in it really, which is the main reason why I used a different fabric for the neckband, cuffs, so that they will be stretchier, and this is just some yellow jersey that I just had in the drawer, and I did the same for the waistband. That doesn't need to be as stretchy because it's not as tight, but it just matched. So I somehow, when I was cutting out the back bodice piece, managed to cut it completely wrong, and I had to actually insert a triangle of fabric to rectify my mistake, which is a little bit scruffy on the inside, but whatever, no one cares. I also didn't have any green thread left because when I was making up my toile for my dress out of this fabric, I used all the green, and then I ended up using pink for that one, I think. So this one is being done in yellow because there's yellow parts as well, but when you pull it, you can see the yellow. I don't know if it'll show up in camera, but in real life you can see the yellow coming through. Again, he's not going to care, it's fine. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this one. I think it looks pretty cute. It's a fairly simple pattern. I do like Waves and Wild. I have quite a few of their things, and the instructions are clear. The patterns are fairly straightforward. I haven't bought any of their more complicated patterns, and I've only bought one of their adult ones. so I maybe need to test out some of the more complex ones, but I also need to stop buying patterns because I don't have any money. Dilemma there, don't know what to do. I think my overdraft capacity might answer that question. But yes, this is the Waves and Wild Driftwood Dolman sweater for kids, age 4, green and yellow, bishop sleeve. Can't think of anything else to say about it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and do like and subscribe for more of these videos.